are facing some situational mental health challenges, what happens is their ability to solve the problem then makes them more resilient. Of course, we cannot talk about resilience without emotional intelligence. By now, emotional intelligence is becoming a household name. Almost everyone hears about emotional intelligence. And I want to explore emotional intelligence in using only one component here, self-awareness, being aware of your emotions. You know, there are a lot of people who find themselves in trouble with their spouses, with their loved ones, with their bosses and all of that because they do have thresholds to their emotional capacity. Like, okay, so I think yesterday I was telling someone that everything has a threshold. Everything, okay? Your ability to know your threshold, to be aware of your emotions, is what we call resilience. And so resilient people are able to identify their own proclivities and know how to deal with issues before they escalate, okay? So being emotionally self-aware helps you to de-escalate problems even before they get there. And so you realize that as you do that, people around you feel that you are, this guy is a very friendly person. This guy, oh, he's my best friend. When in actual sense, you are not his best friend. Because this person is so emotionally aware that he almost or she almost always is hardly offended. Not because they cannot be offended, but they deal with the issue before it reaches their threshold. So more resilient people are more and more emotionally aware. Social support and then sense of humor. The truth is, okay, now your circle of 5 at least determines your future, whether you like it or not. So knowing that Lady Abena is going to talk about etiquettes, I just wanted to at least score a point. So what I did is I applied perfume before sitting in front of you. I hope you will smell it because I believe she's going to talk about smelling good as part of a good etiquette. Okay. Now, because I have these people in my social circles, I am more likely to be less stressed about how to look, what to do in a space where I will be judged whether I like it or not. Okay. So I have such a group of people or a group of professionals around me, and I'm almost sure because this group of people are around me, if I go by their advice, if I go by their strategies and they are workable, what it means is that I am comfortable wherever I find myself. Our social support is very, very important when we are facing challenges. Okay. Remember the days where you would have, and of course, most of the television programs show this, when your girlfriend is broken-hearted, and I'm talking to the ladies, when your girlfriend is broken-hearted because their boyfriend ditched them, you all come together, call the boy, you call them names, you tell her how they do not fit, or your friend, your female friend, is highly above them status-wise. Now, what you are doing is, but that's like you give them all the accolades to make the boy who did it so stupid, sorry for my language, so silly, so not worthy of her. What you are doing is you are providing that essential social support. And because you are a good network to people like that, they bounce back faster, they bounce back better, and they are moved from the red zone to the yellow zone, propelled into the green zone. Sense of humor here, I will say that you should learn to laugh at yourself. That is the most important sense of humor. You know, when you learn to laugh at yourself, okay, people not laugh at you, even when you make mistakes. Rather, they will laugh with you, right? And a typical example, should I make a mistake and mention resilience in the typical way me as an Asante person would mention, I will let you know I'm an Asante man, that is why. Now, when this happens, you laugh with me, you do not laugh at me. And so a great sense of humor helps us bounce, helps us cope better, and helps us deal with the vicissitudes of life. Because after all, we cannot solve all the problems and we do not carry all the problems. The good news is that we came to meet the problems here and we will go and we will leave the problems here. And so a great sense of humor will help you navigate your way through the challenges of 2023. As I end, I want to wish you the best of 2023, hoping that with all of these resilience markers that you are going to implement, you will end the year in a way better way and a way in a very
okay. Edwin.
Hello, Doc.
Okay, so Edwin, I have a question for you. So you see, there are a number of things that we can do that make us resilient, right? Would you say that we need to do all these at the same time that can start off as we enter, a new dawn?
Great. So doing all of these is, how should I put it? It's heroic, but you don't necessarily have to do all, right? And that is because all the problems don't come at the same time. And so most importantly, you have to utilize these, master them, and put them in your toolkit. Pick the screwdriver, unscrew the bolt that doesn't need to be there or that is making life too tight or losing it. In fact, when it so much needs you hammering the nail, you then go into the same toolbox, pick not your screwdriver, rather your hammer, to nail them and get things in a better fixed position. And so you don't necessarily have to utilize all of them at the same time.
There's a question for you.
Get to know most of them.
Assuming you're unable to cope, you still can't apply any of these. What do you do? This question is from Robert.
Great. All right, Ebenezer. So what happens is that, most importantly, remember that we do not know it all. We do not have it all. The fact that you need social support networks also means that you need professionals. And so when you're overwhelmed, when you're unable to do any of these, most likely you need to get to or speak to a professional. What happens is, of course, so when we have people who are dealing with issues that require, example, behavior modification or cognitive restructuring, we have professionals like myself have so many approaches to it. And so we go through these with you stepwise, understanding that we are aiming for progress.
Edwin, you know what? Unfortunately, I'm going to cut you here, right, so we can move to the next speaker, and then we'll come back. But I know that what we are going with is we need to be resilient. And it doesn't mean be stiff, be flexible, have humor, or surround yourself with people who can make you happy, can make you laugh. Make sure that you have a good social support system, because like you said, the circle of 5 will determine where you are going to be in the future. And as much as possible, be emotionally intelligent. Get to laugh at yourself, put in the other things. Thank you very much. But we're going to come back to you. For now, we're listening to Lady Abuna. Hello, Abuna.
Hello, Dr. Hello, everyone.
Does the color I wear make a difference? Does it have an effect on my mood?
Thank you.
Does the color of my shirt or whatever I wear, does it make a difference to my mood? Or
yes, it does. When First of all, your mood. It depends on the program. It depends on the dress code. And if you're looking at the office setting, it depends on your corporate colors also. So colors do play very, very important roles in everything that you do.
Okay. But I have a weird color I like a lot. I'll tell you one day. All right.
What is that? Okay.
What is it?
Yes.
Abna, the stage is yours, please.
Please, can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay, that's good. Good. So can I go ahead?
Please do.
Okay. Just before that, please, can you see my video? Can you see my face?
Yes, can see your face, can see your video, can see your beautiful background.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. So hello, everyone. Yes, yes, yes. As I said earlier, the year has almost ended, and many organizations do organize this exciting social event. And as you can see on the screen, that is office party. I believe you all love parties. The word party alone excites us because you know there's going to be some good food, some good music, and of course, good association. So how do we conduct ourselves when we have office parties? Now that the year has almost ended, if you are yet to attend your office party,
Looks like we lost Sabina. Hello?
yeah, so sorry about that. I think I went off.
Yes, briefly.
Okay, sorry about that. So even if you are yet to have your office party, you are going to benefit so much. Oh, I meant to say, even if you have had your office party, I believe another office party will be coming again very soon. Usually around the Easter holiday, some organizations also throw their office parties. Occasionally, we have some office party to celebrate something really good that happened at the office and all that. So basically, when you come together to have a social event at your workplace, we want to learn all the things that we need to do so that we can really leave a positive first impression on the people that we're meeting for the first time, and also a lasting impression on our colleagues. Now, we can see this word that many people sometimes struggle. Edwin did say that he coming from, he being an Ashanti person, the pronunciation of certain words or the particular word that he wanted to mention is some way. Yes, so for us, we are looking at this very important word, and that is etiquette. Etiquette. I'm going to give you a moment to say it after me. So again, the word is etiquette. If you don't take care, you may end up pronouncing it as etiquette. No, 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 no. It's not etiquette, but etiquette. Etiquette. So basically, when we talk of etiquette, yes, it sounds so fancy, but it has a very, very simple meaning. You can see the next slide. Okay, so basically when you talk of etiquette, you are simply talking about rules. So a set of rules that govern the way we behave. And if you are not at home, where will you be? You may be at work, or you may be visiting someone, maybe at a wedding. So you may be at a social event. So whenever you find yourself outside your home, wherever you are, be it at the workplace or any other social place, how do you conduct yourself so that you may be seen as someone who is well-mannered, someone who is courteous, someone who is polished, and things that ethics helps us to become when you follow proper etiquette. You become what you call a social can actually become a social, right? Yes, you can. If you are able to have really good behavior.
Okay, so it appears Abena is having issues with her network. So maybe we can move to Carol. Carol, if you're ready, can you step? She's still live. Hello, Carol.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so,
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello? Am I being heard?
I can't hear you clearly. I don't know if it's from my end.
Okay. Hello.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so welcome back. I'm taking over from etiquette. I usually do a lot of things around etiquette. And though we are a bit different, you may sound it.
Hello, Carol. I think there is a background that is, or just from my end. If Maureen, you hear? Is it clear? Maureen, if it's clear, let me know.
Hello. Thank you so much. Okay, so I said we're dealing with our health, and now we're looking at healthy eating when it comes to this festive season, and also preparing for next year. And I would like us to take 5 key points when it comes to healthy eating. You must look at goal, safety, balance or variety, timing, and connection. Goal, safety, balance, timing, and connection. So the first we'll do with goal. Maybe someone would say that these are the 5 key points to a healthy life in 2023. Fine. It depends on how you implement. We have seen how to implement them or how to form lasting healthy habits. And often, for most of us, the challenge is that we don't even have a good goal or a real goal for our health. What is our health goals? We don't have some. And to narrow down to our diet, what is our goal for eating? Often, most of us, our goal for is hunger. Other specific goals that you, when it comes to your food or when it comes to eating. And so I would encourage us to have a definite goal and not to just eat to curb hunger. And one way or some few ways to help us to set a good goal for our food or for our nutritional wellness is that we must do a good, thorough nutritional assessment. Some may say that they may do it in the new year, which is okay. It's good because you've done it anyway. However, doing it towards the end of the new year, the end of the year, it's also important your nutritional goal. So you set your nutritional goal that because of this assessment that I have, then I must do this in order to reverse the negative trend that I am in. So that will help you to set it. So when you are eating, you know that you're not just eating to curb hunger, you are eating to become healthier. You are eating to reverse a negative medical trend. You are eating to reverse a negative nutritional diagnosis. That would make your eating more meaningful and more purposeful, so that wherever you go, whatever food is served, you are going to make conscious steps, not just to fill your belly, but to ensure that what you are putting in is going to help you meet your health. Challenges we have is that many people come assuming they know what they have to do, but often you realize that they have heard from other people who are not qualified to give the information. And even if they are not qualified to give the information, it's not a challenge. However, the information they have is someone's personal experience, which may not cut across, or it's not supported by enough nutritionists. Often those who sell these ideas are great communicators and they can convince people. My advice is that ensure that you get it from qualified professionals. You get the nutritional information from qualified professionals, and you get evidence-based nutritional information, so that when you are putting into practice, you are certain that this is going to work.
So, Carol, I want to just.
So when you,
Carol, can you hear me?
Yeah, hello, dog. I can hear you.
I saw everyone should, even if you don't have any medical condition that you're aware of, should have at least one with a dietitian in their lifetime. What do you think about that, or what do you say to that?
Okay. Hello, docs.
Yeah.
I think I get your question. So it's very important that even if you have no health challenge, you have to see a dietitian, and not once, perhaps with that first meeting, you realize that there are some issues that, or some habits, new habits that you have to form to maintain your health. You know, there are also various diet or nutrition lifestyles we have to, or habits we have to form based on our life something that you have to, there's so much that you have to change in your diet. There are things that avoid new birth, that you have to lose your baby weight, and so you need to see the dietitian. As a man, when you get into your working ages, your nutritional demands increases, and so a dietitian would help you to prepare your diet tailored to you. You may seem okay, normal, but sometimes after a test, we find out that there are some genes is important, but usually it's not left at once. you may need at least 3 meetings to clear yourself off, and then at every point of the life cycle, you may need to see a dietitian.
So Carol, once again, I have to interrupt you because
okay,
there's a question here. Sorry about that. So someone says, my girlfriend is asking for a 6-pack prior to the wedding. How do I tell her she should help me accept myself?
Okay. I think this would be.
I think we would need Edwin to help
for the clinical, more for the clinical psychologist to help it, because here our call would come in and help you so that in 6 months you can get your 6-pack for your girlfriend. Those 2 will help. So maybe clinical psychologist will help you to convince her to accept you as you are, and then will help you to develop the 6-pack, because maybe later in life you may not have it, and what would happen to you? Okay.
All right. Thank you. Please go on.
Okay. So I can go on. We were at setting the goal. So you need to set a nutritional goal so that you are eating with a purpose. Often people fail in meeting their goals, and that's what we encounter many times, because the goals they set are not attainable. What I would say is that be patient and meet one target at a time. One target at a time. Usually with my clients, I would say that eating at the proper timing and be able to get it in about 3 weeks. Then let's look at including physical activity in our plan, and they're able to get that one. Then we move to some specifics based on their health targets. Usually taking it one at a time and assessing them is important. We are often too much in a hurry to meet some specific targets. We should rather have support. It takes time. For goal and with you along the journey. So once the goal is set, make sure the food you have is safe. Safety is important. Food may look good, but you must make sure it's safe. If you don't clean your food well, if they are not stored well, or if you go to parties, you must investigate with your nose and your senses to ensure that what you are taking in is good. Safety is paramount, especially during this. Ensure that the food you take is safe. The third one is balance. Make sure that the food you take is balanced. So we are used to this.
Carol, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Hello.
Okay, now I can. Yes.
And now you can. Then I think I've gone on.
No, when you started balance. So
balance.
Let's
okay.
Take the balance.
Okay. Thank you so much. So balance. So goal, safety, balance. Balance. You need to ensure that you are having a balanced diet. Now, with this balance, lately there's this new plan where people want to avoid carbohydrates altogether and then binge on protein and fats in a bid to lose weight. People successfully lose weight. However, they have other conditions develop because they are not having balanced meals. It's important that whatever health target you have a balanced meal to help you along with it. And of course, meet a dietitian or a professional who would help plan it, and don't just follow any new fad diet that comes up by a celebrity, etc. The next is timing. Now it's important that the timing of our meals, we take another look at it. Traditionally, I realize that most of us skip breakfast, take a heavy meal at 10, and then we take another heavy meal in the evening. In between, we take a lot of snacks, which is not helpful. It's always said that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And so let us keep that breakfast well. And now also, because of work schedule, people come home a bit late and take a heavy meal in the evening, which also is a reason for many other conditions that are developing. And so our timing is something that we need to look at critically again, if we want to ensure that our health, or with respect to our eating, our health goals are met. And the last one is connection. Diet alone doesn't make it. We connect with the psychologist, psychological health. We connect with exercise or physical activity. We connect with other disciplines. And so we need to connect with all of them. We connect with good sleep. We connect with, in fact, etiquette, having social well-being. So aside hitting your nutritional goals, you need to connect with the other disciplines to, take it to 2023. Make sure your food is balanced. Don't cut out any part completely. Get a professional if you need help, and make sure your timing is important. Breakfast yes, please.
Now, so if breakfast is so important, have to skip breakfast through no fault of yours. What happened? What? Yes, thank you.
Okay, get their medication to be put on it. My point is that often we look at it and now, but we don't look at
My clients who are 80 plus, and you realize that they had been
so if you may be sleeping between 9 and 10. Then your fast will be between 7 and 8. So that's a 12-hour window of fasting that your body has naturally put you in. So if that is the support that you have, your day's meal still has to be planned. And so that is my position with the research and evidence available.
I'm going to come back to you later.
Okay.
And for now, we'll go to, people are going to go dancing during this season. People are going to be lifting things as they put up their decorations, etc. And then, of course, we will still go back to work, sit for long hours, etc. Paul, What do you have for us, Paul? Paul is our physiotherapist.
Great. Excellent so far. I mean, I've enjoyed the conference so far, and really exciting information that we are getting. I'm just the formation that I think Dr. Anoba put there. Some of us were adopting those formations, but I think Carol is saying that we should stop. So I don't know, but we'll look at that. Right. Well, it's a whole lot of things that we could have been talking about. I mean, when I looked at the time that we are going to spend here, and then just what should we really be talking about? What should I be talking about? But I looked at, usually my area of station would be in Kolebu Teaching Hospital. So I just looked at the number of cases that we have, and the number of clients that we have, and the conditions that they usually would present to us with. And you realize that we have a high case of back pain, neck pain, spinal issues that a lot of our patients, clients report with. So, and it's also one of the things that, when we go to some of these companies and then we are doing some presentations, is what we focus on. So just quickly, looking at the time, we just want to also give our audience time to also ask questions. We'll go through quickly posture. Now, a lot of research, what's the medical field is.
Apologies, Paul. I'm sure if most people have been sitting all this time, it's a good time for them to maybe get up. You can still be standing and then listening. So, right. Hey, we've been sitting for probably about an hour. It'll be good. Some of you can, if you, yeah. Okay,
exactly.
Thank you.
Right. So we'll talk briefly about posture. We'll look at certain images, and then if there are any questions, practice done, we continue to do a lot of it. Shows that a lot of the presentation of pain, as a neck pain, back pain, it shows that pain along the spine, along the back, is as a result of poor posture. All right, and good posture is defined as the position you assume in which the body has, as we can see, the 3 natural curves. So we have the neck, we have the upper back, and we have the lower back. All right, and these curves are in line. Position you assume, whether you're standing, you are sleeping, you are lifting, and these curves are either exaggerated or reduced, is termed as poor posture. All right, so then where you exaggerate any of the curves, or the curves are flattened, all right, whether you are sleeping, you are sitting, you are standing, and then there's strain also in some of these joints, we generally term it as poor posture. So once you sit, you stand, you are using a chair, whatever you are using, and you are able to maintain these curves, generally you are in a good posture, right? So we look at the standing posture. So if you can go on to the next slide, please. I want to finish this in quick time, right? So we also look at the alignment of the joint. So then when we look at the base of the skull, okay, in line with the shoulder, in line with the hip bone, the knee, and then the ankle. So then we look at good posture also in the sense that apart from the curves, also these must be in alignment. So anywhere there's a tilt forward, there's a tilt backward, the way we walk, the way we hold ourselves together, you can find some of these points tilted forward or backwards. That distorts your good posture. Next slide, please. So in standing, right? So in standing, these are things that we see in our clinical settings a lot. You may find yourself or somebody who assumes some of this posture. Apart from the extreme right, which is good posture, everything I've spoken about, the curves are there and it's also in line, then we call it good posture. Now, anything swaying forward, exaggerated back curve, so then the the lower back curve is exaggerated, is poor posture, if you sustain this for a long time, you would begin to have some level of pain. Correcting this alone would take away 80% of the pain, research has shown. All right, we can go on to the next slide, please. All right. So during this festive period, going into the next year, packing things, lifting things, decorating here and there, it's important also that we mind our posture when we are doing all these things. Okay, so then you find here lifting posture. Now, this is important, and we found it important to put here because we also find a lot of clients who come, and not particularly because they were lifting any heavy load or object, but just the mechanics or the procedure of lifting also can result in pain. We have a lot of our clients, I can count about 5 different people who were, 2 of them, a pen. They were just picking a pen from the ground. How they went by it, by the time they were trying to stand up, they felt a pain in the back, for which they've been having physio for a number of sessions. Others also maybe like you're taking your bar, the bar soap falls, how you go about it. So then it's not really, although it plays a role, the weight of what you are lifting, but the technique is also important. So it's generally very important for you to bend the knee when you are picking something from the ground. Also, whatever you're going to lift, especially those you are not too sure about the weight, you get close to it and then bring to your body and then lift up. The essential thing here is that, as we can see in the image, in doing all this, you are trying as much as possible to reduce strain to the back. So as much as possible, the spine is straight as much as possible, bending in the knee to lift from the ground. We can go to the next slide, please. Fantastic. So the same thing depicted here. So then, as we can see on your left, the topmost, so then there's a lot of strain. So this person in the top picture on the left is doing all the wrong things. So then they're bending all over. There's not much bend in the knee. Therefore, there's a lot of strain in the back is important to push. I mean, during this festive period, we don't want you to go through the Christmas then has to regenerate, recover from a lot of stress. All right. So then the position in which you lie is also very important. All right. Lying in a poor posture, or we assume you are resting. This is also based from a lot of research. You can go on to the next slide. A lot of research. You find out that sleeping on your sides is the best posture to assume when sleeping. All right, and this is as a result of a lot of things that the research came up with. When you sleep face down on your stomach, what happens is that there's a lot of pressure that is built on the lower back and the neck areas, and can over time, it may be a posture you find clients who say, "Oh, this is how I've been doing for." But over a period of time, it begins to tell. Okay, so then the best sleeping posture we found is on your side. Okay, and that on your back. back and all that to reach. Okay, I can. It's one of the questions that we come across a lot. The type of mattress as we sleep, orthopedic mattress. Should I sleep on the floor? I mean, a lot of our patients, clients come and say they sleep on the ground. Yes, I mean, all what we are saying is that, as I said from the very beginning, the when you lie, what you must see. So, for instance, in this picture that we are seeing on your left, all of them are lying on the side, but we find that when we look at the spine, not the top picture, the bottom picture, the curves and the spine is not straight. So when you stand behind and you assess the spine, it's not straight. So although the person is lying on the side, it's still wrong posture because what they are lying on, all right, it's not supportive enough. So we usually will say that in terms of whether number of pillows, the material you're lying on, the mattress you're lying on, it should be firm enough. It shouldn't sag when you lie on. The pillows should support to keep the spine aligned. If it's 3 pillows that's going to do that, if it's one, usually one is enough. And you can assume a good posture, then that's great. Right. Next slide, please. Okay. I mean, this is usually when we are doing presentations, I do not add this, but the past few weeks, we also ran a pelvic health unit, right? So I just felt to add it. I'm sure Carol may know a lot about this, but posture. So even in pooping, okay, there's right posture for it. Okay, now I don't know about you, but in my secondary school, we didn't have WC. Okay, so we used to squat. In fact, when we were in school, we thought that was a cake. But right, I'm sure we'll go through the questions, Dr. Nova. Right, but what's happening here is that although this is also based on a lot of research, the anatomy of the rectum and all that. So there's a muscle, all right. So what you have a nice WC, the person on the left in red is most of us. Okay, now what happens is that in that case where you are trying to poop, what's happening is that there's constriction where you can see on your left. I had a right on your left. So then there's difficulty for fecal matter to come out. Okay, yes, on the left, excellent. Okay, thank you very much. But on the right, so then a lot of advice that we give to our patients, some come with pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is a group of muscles that support the bladder, support the bowel, support the sexual organs, sex organs. So then these muscles support the area of the puborectalis muscle. So then advisedly, when you are, most of us, based on the WC that we use, we should actually be adding S2. What happens is that when the knee goes up beyond the hip, it frees the rectum. Therefore, fecal matter can easily pass through. And it helps for easy bowel movement. It even helps constipated patients and all that. So I just felt to add this to what we are doing. I think almost done. The next slide.
It is a wonderful addition because, many people do benefit a lot from having a little raise. And it's actually a whole industry where people actually sell this now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So then, exactly. I mean, to add to that, from my experiences this year from the pelvic health unit, so this person also is using the stool, and there are also procedures to lean forward, to relax, and then to avoid straining. Okay. Next slide. Okay. So the pelvic floor muscles as what you see in the pelvic. So this is the pelvic, your hip. Okay. And as I said, they support the bowel, essentially your digestive system, the lower part, the large intestine, the sex organs, and then also the bladder. All right. And so then what we find a lot also of people who come to us now is leakage. Like we find patients, maybe even those who come with back pain. A lot of our assessment reveals that the dysfunction may be coming from the pelvic floor, okay, which may be as a result of straining when pooping, posture, wrong posture when pooping.
The most important thing that we want to pay attention to is our appearance. Glass. A stem glass. A tree has a stem. This glass also has a stem, and this is the stem. Ladies, gentlemen, please do not under any circumstance hold your stem glass this way. This is the ball of the stem glass. It is never acceptable to hold your stem glass this way. It is so unpolished. So you are learning today. If you have been doing it all this while, that is not acceptable. Please do not hold your stem glass by the bowl. It should always be held by the stem. Furthermore, do not hold it this way. I see how some people go for events and they think they are flexing, they are holding their stem glasses this way. That is not so acceptable. So this is a behavior that you'll be leaving behind in 2022. And then when you enter 2023, you're going to make sure that you always hold your stem glass by the stem. My heart, please, under no circumstance, this is your napkin. Under no circumstance must you place your napkin here. You heard the name.
Down when they ask questions or when they challenge a situation, let them talk. And please don't compare your children. Each of them are different individuals. They have different strengths. So once we do this, I'm sure we'll go a long way. Hello, Abna. What are you
Hello,
adding?
Dr.
Hi, Abna.
Yes. one thing that helps our children to become confident is for us to help them to become assertive. Assertive. So we want our children to speak out when something is not going right. If they want to express themselves freely. And so we want to encourage our children to talk. And as they do the talking, we want to do the listening. We want to give them honest feedback. And then if they realize that that is the right thing to do, they will learn to talk. And then also for them to be confident, it's so much important for them to become well-mannered. When they are well-mannered, they will feel free to move wherever people are because they know that they are going to shine. So please, let's make sure that right from home, as parents, we have to set the good examples for our children. You want your children to have good manners, demonstrate them. They will learn from you. Learn to say the right things to them. Learn to say please and thank you to your children. And they will know that that is the right thing for them also to say and hear. And they also want to tell them that they are not supposed to be perfect. They cannot be perfect. They should be who they are. They can brighten the corner wherever they find themselves. They should excel. There are so many things, but we cannot say them all tonight.
Yes. Thank you very much. And you know what? If you want to contact any of these speakers, you can always drop a note to Health Essentials and we'll get you in touch with them. So this question, I think, goes to Paul and Carol, probably. So the question in here says, what role does putting extra fat, pot belly, or extra fat in your backside, what does it have? What effect does it have on back pain? Probably Paul will take this.
Yes, Professor, this is the back side or front side, the fat?
Both. So you tell us both.
Well, at the beginning of my presentation, we showed an image of the body in a good posture, and I was saying that there must be alignment, and then the curves must be maintained. Now, what happens is that if, for instance, if you begin to develop a lot of fat in the front side, so you begin to have a pot belly, big stomach, even for pregnant women, when they take seed, the baby's getting bigger, what happens is there's a distortion in the curve. So then the lower back, when you have fat in the front side, what happens is that there's a distortion and there's more strain at the back. So that results in a level of back pain. All right. Now the back side also is the same, but a lot of the complaints of what we see in the hospital is for the front side. The back side, not really. You have come across back side, but I mean theoretically, it's possible for it to also result in some level of pain if there is a distortion in the curves at the lower back, especially.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So this is to Carol. Carol, one of the things you mentioned was that we need a support system, right, to reach our realistic goals. Now, if you keep a food diary, sometimes you realize that your support system are causing you more trouble. When you are with them, you are eating more. Do you have to fire such support people and look for new ones? Hello, Carol. Is Carol here? Okay, so now let's probably...
Hello. Yes, I'm
Carol.
here.
All right. Thank you, Carol.
Yes.
So I don't know, did you get the question?
Yes. Yes. So, yes, please. It's important for us to have support systems who identify with our goal and who are committed to ensure that we meet our goal. So the person you have as a support system is very, very important. And if they are not helping,
Carol, we lost you. So
make sure you fire the person. You're causing trouble. So you don't need to manipulate them to accept your demands. They must be challenging, but they must be people who are committed for you to meet your goals.
Okay, thank you so much. I think we long past. So please, speakers, your final words. I mean, I'm coming to each one, your closing remarks, and then I will just sum this up. But I'd like to say thank you so much to the Health Essentials team. You've always been wonderful. It's amazing. I mean, what you've done this year, and thank you once more. I really wanted to have the wellness instructors do a few things, but time is so far spent. So who's going to take the lead here? Edwin, since you're number one, we start with you. Closing points, short one, something that we can live with and remember.
Right. Okay, so what I want to add is that let's learn to forgive ourselves. Okay, it's almost as if every year we set New Year goals, and then by the time we get to December, we might have faltered in most of them. Chances are that we didn't strategize our goals well. We were over ambitious and all of that. Whatever the situation is, do learn to forgive yourself. Do learn to appreciate the fact that you are not aiming for perfection, you are aiming at progress. And so if you are not able to deal fully with the day, at least deal with the moment, forgive yourself, and it will help you appreciate yourself more. Thank you.
Excellent. Mindfulness is extremely important. Extremely. Thank you, Edwin. Abna, what are we going home with?
Yes, so do understand that etiquette and refinements, these are very important. They say so much about you without you even uttering a word. So your refinement matters. Your refinement matters. Wherever you go, you want to shine. And wherever you think of being the best version of yourself, do remember that you want to do well socially. Your refinement matters.
Your refinement matters. I believe that. My refinement matters. Thank you very much, Abna. So, Carol.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm excited being here. I learned a lot myself too, though I'm part of the speakers. But my final words would be that in this festive season, let us pause and reflect on many issues. But as part of our reflection, let us ask ourselves the question we might not have asked ourselves before. Why do we eat? It's a personal question. And I hope that in solving this question, your answer will not be that you eat just so that you solve your hunger issues, but you now be more purposeful in why you eat. And with this reflection and the action steps you take, I'm sure next year, 2023, will be healthier on the side of your nutritional health. Thank you, and have a wonderful new year.
Thank you. Cole.
Look, I mean,
yes, sir.
I want to also say thank you very much for putting this together. It's been very educative. It's wonderful how all what we spoke about is actually interlinked. I just want to say that, we talk about a lot of things, exercise, eating well and all that, but what is sometimes overlooked is rest. Okay, so then find time to also rest. A lot of what we complain about pain, blah, blah, if you rest, good sleep, the body is able to recover a lot from this. And then lastly, if there is anything you see, pain anywhere, try and get it checked early. Anything, let's get it checked early. If it is detected early, we can solve it well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wonderful. Dr. Nova, your closing points? Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Doc, in fact, we are so grateful. Now, Doc, I can confidently tell you that I'm ready to cross over now because I have everything now, to cross over to 2023, right? And we thank you for all your right. Thank you so very much.
So, okay, so for everyone here, everyone who's spoken this evening actually is a faculty member for the Health Essentials Wellness Virtual Wellness School. And this is coming big in 2023. I'm sure we're taking wellness to another level, and I hope most of you will come along with us so we can together optimize our health. What I say to everyone is whatever you practice grows. So let's leave here tonight knowing that whatever we practice, whatever we have learned, if we put it into practice, it will grow, get better, and we'll be better, the best versions of ourselves. Thank you so much for coming. We apologize for spending more time than we had anticipated. but it's been worth it, I hope. And hopefully, in the first quarter of 2023, we'll meet again. Good night. Bye-bye. God bless.
Bye.
Right. Thank you, Doc. Thank you, all the panelists. God bless us all. Right.
Good
Merry
night,
Christmas.
and thank you.
Mhm.